Hello everybody, I'm Mikaylin, aka The Rambler, aka Mickey, and welcome to the Havoc TV. So on today's episode we have a very special guest, actually the first diesel car that we have on the channel, and also a guy that also owns a business which works on diesel vehicles. Welcome, Francois.
Hi Mickey.
So it's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Yeah, so finally we got you here. I know we had some other issues the last time, but it's great to have you here. And I just want to know from you, first of all, why diesel?
Well, it's very simple. In today's age we're living in, I think saving money is all about, going through your day-to-day, livings. And we thought diesel will be the right way to go because we love cars, we love speed. And diesel's got a lot of power, which nobody really knows about.
Yes.
And it's also very fuel economy. It's great on fuel. On my vehicle, I get in town 8.8 liters per 100 kilometers. On a 3-liter V6.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a big motor. It's not
bad.
A small motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, geez, I think if you take the petrol price into consideration now, I think actually more people are gonna move to diesel.
I think that's what's happening already.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
the last 2 years, I've heard of so many people changing their vehicles out to diesel. It's unreal.
Yeah. But for me personally though, I don't, not that I don't like diesel. It's just that I'm not a fan of diesel. I don't know what it is.
It's a grey area. To be honest with you, I've been a petrol head all my life. I mean, I've been driving petrol vehicles since yonks.
Yeah.
And my love in VW started way back, and I've been driving VW all the time, and progressed now to Audi for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Diesel got me interested because of the way that fuel prices are going up.
Yes.
And I thought, there must be something else to get the same thrill or similar thrill, and also have, fuel economy in mind.
Yes.
And that's why we started looking at diesels.
Yeah.
And it's progressed a lot.
Yeah, and I think for people that drive diesels, it's got that. Yes, it's economical, but at the same time though, it's got that power.
Yeah.
And I think it's got that raw torque right at the bottom.
Yes.
So like with me, if I'm gonna go into boost, I go into boost a lot later. I get my torque coming in a lot later. Where with you guys, the torque is coming in now.
Yeah. That's right.
It's a lot more instant.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of guys, I think that's where, when I've spoken to a lot of guys with diesels, I think that's what they love about diesel, is the fact that when I put my foot down, I get that power right away.
Yeah.
Even though it's turbo, there's a little bit of lag, but there's not that much lag on a diesel.
Yeah. For the older guys, I think it's all about the torque. I mean, when I was a young guy, the V6s were the thing.
Yes.
3-liter big six, Fords and those things. And they had a lot of power, but no speed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
People started, moving to the newer versions of vehicles and starting to mod them up and stuff like that. So I think it's a swing where it goes back now into a different era.
Yes.
And I think diesel is the era that everything is going
I think so,
into.
yeah.
Although the emissions and everything is an issue in
Yes.
some countries, I still believe it's a very good vehicle to have.
But talking about emissions, they might eventually figure out a way. With technology,
They are.
going to figure out a way where they're able to cut down the emissions and at the same time still make the same amount of power, still have the same amount of enjoyment, same economical features that it gives you. So I think with technology, it's probably going to advance a lot more than what we think. But why such a big motor though? So, I mean, a lot of guys go 1.9 TDI, a lot of guys go 2-liter TDI if they get to. So I think in the Audis they get a 2-liter TDI. So why the 3-liter TDI?
Man, my first car that that I got into was the 1.9 TDI. I've
Okay.
got one at home still. That's our sort of race car that we're building up.
Okay.
It's already doing 155 kilowatt at 540 plus newtons. So we've now busy with a hybrid turbo at 1756, very special turbo from a Volvo D4. So we're busy with that. That's been done. We basically in the last little nicks and tricks, and then we're going to tune. So we're looking at about close to 200. If we can break the 200, we will be happy. And obviously with around about 600, 580, 600 newtons.
Big amount.
But to answer your question, it's after that I went 2 liter.
Okay.
A4.
Okay.
TDI, and I did a stage 1 on that and free flow. It made good power, 180 kilowatt at 580, 600 newtons.
Yes.
But it was just not enough. And it's although it's fast.
Yes.
I mean, but I wasn't running with the leaders on the board.
Okay.
So I thought to myself, I'm gonna go into the 3 liter.
Yes.
And pursue that.
Yes.
And what do you want better than a 4-wheel drive 3 liter TDI that's tuned?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's light on diesel.
Yes.
It shunts. It's making 235 kilowatt at about 727 newtons at
that's
the moment.
Big torque.
Yeah, it's a stage 2 on ECU and TCU.
Okay.
But I'm not fine. I'm not done yet.
I was going to ask. So I was going to ask you: is there anything else that you still want to do to the vehicle?
Well, the vehicle's very stock. I mean, it's just got a downpipe and free flow. Furthermore than that, it's stock standard. And then what I want to do it's a GTB 2260 turbo that's on.
Okay.
I want to bring that to a 2269.
Okay.
And then.
So I'm assuming they're going to machine that out for you.
Yeah, I've got a guy that does that for me and billet it.
Okay.
And then we're looking at over 300 kilowatts at about almost 800
I don't want to ask the
newtons.
torque. Yeah, I was going to say it's probably close to 1,000. Eh? Yeah,
Well,
because that's the potential.
I'm happy with about 800 newtons, 310 kilowatts.
Yeah, that's big. That's big amounts of torque. Eh? I don't think people understand that.
And it's easy reachable. With
Definitely, definitely. And you have quattro at the same time, so you've got the traction.
Yeah.
For that, you'll probably get a bit of 4-wheel, as they would say. I think it's the 4-wheel drift. When you pull away, you might get a bit of that.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, with that type of torque.
But at the moment, she just sits and goes.
Yeah.
And which I like actually. It doesn't break away on the 4-wheel drive.
Okay.
So it doesn't lag there.
Okay.
Where with the 300 plus kilowatt, you're going to get the breakaway.
Yes.
You're going to lag a bit, but it's also going to come catch you.
Yes.
But I would say where it is now, I did before the very last tune. I think it was on 220 something kilowatt, and I did a 4.7 without TCU. Software.
Yeah, I was going to ask now.
4.7 from 0 to 100.
But don't you think that maybe there's some more software for the box that will help with if we go, if you're going that big power?
No, for sure.
I'm assuming they'd probably have some software for the box.
Yeah.
In order to cater for that type of thing.
It's going to go to stage 3.
Okay.
Software on the box, and then stage 2 plus, maybe.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yo, but that's big power. Eh?
Yeah.
800
and that's
Newton-meters.
just from upgrading the turbo.
Yeah, that's all.
To a 69.
Yeah, you're not going to do anything else on the exhaust. You're not going to do anything else on any of the other bits.
Nothing.
Yes, like that's big power. We're talking. I don't think people understand. I think many of you don't understand that 800 Newton meters of torque. That is, it sounds like it's just a number. But if you're driving a 500 Newton meter car, you'll understand what 800 Newton meters should be feeling like, because 500 Newton meters is even a lot of torque.
Yeah.
So 800 Newton meters of torque, that's going to throw you back in the seat and maybe put you on the back seat at the same time.
I think more likely, yeah.
But yeah, that's actually phenomenal. So I see on the car, there's a sticker at the back.
Yes.
Dirty
diesel development.
Dirty diesel development. So what is Dirty Diesel Developments? There's it on the sticker now.
Well, it's a company that I started for my 2 sons.
Okay.
In the COVID period. Basically to keep them busy and keep the money flowing.
Yes.
And the interest in vehicles. I mean, we've always been interested in vehicles and modding them, and they grew up with me doing these little bits and pieces. I mean, from when I had the VW GTIs, CLIs, CTIs, I've
Yes.
had them all and modded them all. And I think there's where the love came in
Okay.
for the children, on the children's side.
Yes.
And yeah, my son's leading it, and he's doing well.
Okay, cool. So where are you guys based?
In Brackenfell.
Okay, cool. So what kind of work have you actually done so far to some of the vehicles that have come in there?
Yeah, we've done a 1.9 TDI
Okay.
sport line. We've done an engine swap on that. We've done clutches. We do button clutches.
Okay.
6-puck, 4-puck, 5-puck,
Okay.
depending on what the client wants. Intakes, cooler systems. We're busy with a car now, which the client literally dropped with us. It's a stock standard Seat Leon. And we modifying that, putting a hybrid turbo on it. So we're looking at about 170 easy power there.
Okay.
Kilowatt.
So, and then you guys are obviously, like you said, you're doing your own work on your race car as you guys
Yes.
are you
Yeah.
guys are busy
Yeah.
building
Yeah.
1.9. I think that's actually a car we need to. I actually think we must get that car in here
Yeah.
as well.
It's a
I think
very,
once
very
you're done,
cool car.
because I think it's going to be something interesting. Yeah, because I think the competition, even at Killarney or actually in South Africa with the 1.9 TDIs, there's a lot of competition at the moment with those cars.
Big.
At drags, the guys are doing very, very impressive
Yeah.
times with those cars.
Yeah,
eh?
they're doing 12.5s, round about 12s. There's 11.5 also been.
That's correct.
In the grabs.
I think that's the what is the record for the diesels, by the way? Isn't it 11 something? 11
I think it's 11.45 or 11.5.
somewhere
round
around
about
there. I think that's a South African record, eh?
Yeah, but it's been broken by Eddie.
Okay.
But it's also not a constant time.
Yes.
But he did break that record.
Yeah. So I think for the guys out there, I just want to actually explain to them that when you set a time or a record time, whether it's at Killarney, whether it's in Joburg, whether it's in PE at Aldous Grabanti, it doesn't matter where, as long as it's an MSA event, if you set a record time, you need to back that time up. And I think a lot of people don't actually understand. If you set a time now and you can't back that time up, that time does not get recorded as a record time.
Correct.
So I think that's where, and it's the same with, I don't know if you know, so a lot of you guys will know the two Jay-Z Bucky that Herman Mostert just set the record at Killarney, but technically it's a Killarney record, but not a MSA record because he could not back that time up. So I think
they work on 3 consecutive times.
it's 2.
2 consecutive.
Yeah. So as long as you're able to do one now, come back and back that time up a second time within a certain bracket, they will then keep that time as your time. Yeah. So that's basically how they work
Yeah.
it.
So there's been a lot of times it's been put on in the industry, but I think the 11.45, 11.5 is the one.
Yeah.
that
So what are
gets
you guys hoping for, more or less?
Well, we'll be happy with it, somewhere in the 12s.
Yeah.
To start off on.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody wants to break a record.
True.
But I think for us, it's more being sort of, one of the fastest in a specific class.
That's correct.
Being street legal,
Yes.
being economy-wise,
Yes.
and still putting on good figures. I think that's why we went for the 1756 conversion,
Okay.
because it's not a big turbo, it's
Yes.
a hybrid turbo. If you go too big, you're looking at a lot of smoke.
Yes.
If you can keep it smokeless, then your power is also going a little bit.
Okay.
So you need to, sort of be in a cool place.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to go full on race car, then put the biggest turbo on that you can.
Okay.
But I think for us, we're more in trying to do a good time in the category that we follow.
Okay. Are you guys gonna keep the interior stock, or are you gonna take everything out?
No, stop.
So you're gonna keep it basically street legal,
Yeah, it's going to look like
a normal car, like I can
like
daily
you just
the car.
stopped at the
Yes,
shop and
yes.
stopped at Killarney, put a time on, and there you go again.
That's actually cool. I think that's what's gonna make it. I think that's what's gonna make people actually talk, because a lot of the guys they're doing that to the diesels, but they're pulling everything out. They're putting cages in. They're making the cars a proper race car now. And so yes, they're setting the times, and I mean they'll have the exhaust coming straight out of the
Yes,
bonnet.
yes.
So they're going completely like full race.
Yes.
Even though they can drive on the road, as they would claim, but it's still not like a fully street legal for me.
Yeah.
But I think we definitely need to have that car on. And I think also we need to have him again when you do some more things to this car, because I'd like to see if you're going to make 800 Newton meters of torque.
Yeah.
I think we'd like to even just see that, you know, even if we get that dyno, that video, that graph, all of those things, it will actually be quite interesting
Yeah, I
to
think
see.
I've given my 235 graph.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because I think, yeah, it's not every day that we see a 800 Newton meter a car like this.
Well, for going for future.
Yeah, that's so it'll be
currently
it'll be
it's 727,
Okay.
but it's going there. It's very close to 800 already.
Sure.
So yeah.
So I'd like to actually see the graph. Like you said, you gave the graph, so maybe we'll just insert the graph, so that the guys can actually see that we're not making this up. It's real. This is real power we're talking about. But thanks so much, though.
Thank you very much. Man.
Thanks for availing yourself, and thanks for actually showing us your car. Thanks for giving us something different, because I think the diesel life, you know, for some guys out there, they actually love diesel. So it's good to see something like this now, something that it's catering for the diesel guys.
Yeah.
And also they know now that they can go to somebody that can actually work on their diesel.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So they're more, I'm sure you like you said, they're more than welcome to come to you. So yeah, so thanks very much. Also, thanks very much to all the viewers out there. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to comment down below. Tell us what you think about everything. Tell us what you thought about this very interesting interview. Also, this video has been powered by House of Havoc in association with Diamond Detailing as well as Cafe Primo. Also, guys, if you want to come and pop around and visit, please don't be afraid to pop around. We're at 10A Durham Avenue, Salt River. Come and pop around, come and check us out, come and see what the house is all about. You can also come and meet some of us. So this is House of Havoc, completely disruptive.